Got a bit of a Nintendo double whammy for you this time, as I have some comments regarding the NX no-show at E3, as well as the new Zelda, which of course is Breath of the Wild. Let's start with the NX, shall we? Now, I call it a no-show, but obviously we are all expecting them to not show it because, well, they said as much. They said they're only going to show Zelda, and they're very much good to their word. They showed a little bit of Pokemon, lots of Zelda, no NX. Now, obviously, a lot of people have been wondering, like, why didn't they do this? It would have been a key time to show off the new hardware, given that we literally don't even know what the thing looks like. However, now we might have some inkling as to why exactly they decided not to. A lot of people have been concerned that, hey, if they're not even ready to show it, is this thing ready, even close to ready to be shipped? You know what's going on? When can we expect to reveal? That sort of thing. But apparently, according to some comments made at the company's recent shareholders meeting, Nintendo did not showcase the NX due to concerns about imitators. And Miyamoto said, according to a translation, quote, "Normally we would have shown the NX at E3, but we didn't. We're worried about imitators if we release info too early." That's why we can't share anything at this point, and I don't want to comment on the other companies. If it was just a matter of following advancements in technology, things would be coming out a lot quicker. Now, another thing that Miyamoto also touched on here was the sort of lack of interest from Nintendo on VR. Now, of course, we've had some comments from Reggie Fils-Aimé back from last year as to why they haven't embraced the technology, and Miyamoto pretty much echoed those thoughts from Reggie during the meeting, saying, quote, "Long play sessions are an issue. We want to release something that can be played for long periods, carries value, and is affordable. We want parents to feel at ease." So that's at least an inkling as to what's happening on the NX. Obviously, no information about the console, sadly, but at least shows Nintendo's thinking as to why they didn't actually reveal the NX. Now, that does point to some weird and drastic innovation, or a weird idea at least, which is Nintendo's forte pretty much. But that's not really news. Saying that Nintendo's going to do something weird is kind of like saying that sunrise is going to come up in the morning. But let's move swiftly on, shall we? As during the same investor Q&A, Nintendo made some comments about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and the sort of target that they're aiming for to reach profitability with this particular title. Now, a comment was again made by Miyamoto, who basically said that Breath of the Wild will need to sell 2 million copies globally in order to be profitable. However, he did also add that the NX and Wii U game will be considered a hit should they get to 300,000 copies sold on the Japanese market. And he also went on to discuss a little bit about the development team, which consists of 100 members, and they are 300 people in the credits, according to Miyamoto. He then wanted to say that the accomplishments of the team over the last 5 years of development will come in very handy the next time they decide to make a Zelda game. Now, this comment was kind of sort of backed up by some comments from the General Manager of Entertainment Planning and Development, Shinya Takahashi, and he basically said that they're trying to hasten development cycles by making use of game engines multiple times, and by using resources made for Zelda and other software, they'll be able to make what he called compact titles, similar to the last Brain Training game, which sold very well and actually used a lot less, should I say, smaller development resources. Which is smart thinking. You know, they've obviously gone to a lot of effort to make a gorgeous engine for Breath of the Wild. Judging from the footage we saw at E3, the game looks really, really beautiful. And, you know, when putting that much work into an engine, you might as well use it for other games that aren't Zelda. You know, make use of it for smaller projects, reuse it again for the next Zelda, update it. You know, that's a good use of your resources and time. You know, why waste a lot of money making an engine to only use it maybe once or twice? You want to make use of it as much as possible, and, you know, use it for the applicable games that it's actually useful for, which is a healthy attitude, in my opinion, in a industry that can be a bit extravagant, shall we say, with the budgets of game development. It's nice to see Nintendo buckling down a little bit, and hopefully this attitude does sort of catch on. It's not the first time we've seen this. You know, we've seen similar things. So, for example, with Far Cry Blood Dragon, that literally was made on the same engine as Far Cry 3, and we get a great little sort of mini expandalone thing out of it. So more companies need to take up this attitude of, hey, look, we've got all these assets, let's try and make use of them in another game. Perhaps it could be a spin-off, perhaps it could be something completely different. You know, might as well make use of the insane development time, as well as, of course, the investment as well. So that's it for my Nintendo Demo Whammy today. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.